This episode of the Jaking Off Show is brought to you by Fnxfit. Use promo code JAKEOFF to get 15% off of any order. Vitamin supplements, nutritional supplements, immune boosters, collagen, krill oil, the works. All of the good stuff to make the brain work so you can make the words go and make the muscles flex and be in shape and be healthy. It's really important. Again, use promo code JAKEOFF and click the link in the description to get 15% off of any order. And I'm not lying to you. I actually use this stuff. This right here, if you're not listening on Spotify, you're looking at vegan protein. And if you are listening on Spotify, it's real. It's real stuff. It's good stuff. It keeps me from getting sick. It keeps protein in my body because I have ulcerative colitis and my diet has to be very strict. But anyhow, enough of that part. Use promo code JAKEOFF. Get 15% off of any order. Click the link in the description and it's going to support the podcast and you're going to be healthy. Everyone wins. The Jaking Off Show is also sponsored by OG Shenrons Vintage Clothing. Go to depop.com/OG Shenron and check out all kinds of vintage clothing that you won't find anywhere else. You might find something truly off the tees, such as tour shirts from bands from the 80s or 90s vintage. That's weird saying because the 90s it's not that old. Am I old? I'm not old. You're old. Go to depop.com/OG Shenron and check out what they got. Window shop a little, and you might find something truly off the tees. I'm going to say that again. depop.com/OG Shenron. Click the link in the description. Check out some clothes. You might find something cool. The Jaking Off Show is also sponsored by Liquid Death Mountain Water. Use promo code JAKE and get $2 off of a case of Liquid Death when you go to liquiddeath.com. Click that link in the description, and you'll help out the podcast that way too. And you'll help keep plastic out of the fucking oceans. Drink Liquid Death. This podcast is also sponsored by marijuana. Because, yeah. All right, let's go jake off right now. Okay. I have some complaints, and this has been a while now. So I want to speak my mind about the vaccines. I know this is a touchy one, and it's polarizing. It's a very polarizing subject. I find myself in both camps. There's anti-vaxxers that are anti-establishment, anti-government. I can understand some of that point of view, but I'm also in camp, get the fucking jab. I'm also in camp jab because, look, even though the vaccine it seems to be weak because now there's booster shots. So if it was a vaccine, it would eliminate the virus. It's not eliminating the virus. It's keeping it from killing us. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Because it works. Kind of. It prevents, death. That's good. But what we don't know are, things like long-term side effects and things of that nature. Now, I'm going to call it the Harvey Weinstein vaccine. Because none of us wanted it, but we needed to get work. This is what I mean by that. If you don't know the Harvey Weinstein story, he raped some women and in exchange for movie roles and stuff like that. So you want to be a star, huh? Zip, suck my fat Jewish cock. This is a great start to the episode, by the way. So, yeah, it's the Harvey Weinstein vaccine. I don't want it. I don't want it, but I had to get it in order to not be ostracized and be called a fucking murderer. But now, to anti-vaxxers, like, oh, you're gonna die, or you're infertile. This isn't based on fact. this is my opinion off of what I've heard from both sides of the spectrum. Now, I got my first jab a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to get my second jab in about a week from now. So that being said, I got my first dose because I'm going to a wedding in a couple of months. And it's becoming closer and closer that businesses might require a vaccine to enter an establishment, fly in a plane, or what have you. There are some airlines that are requiring that employees be vaccinated. Now, it's only a matter of time before passengers have to be vaccinated to fly. This is a very legal gray area. So I would rather just have the jab so I can go to my friend's wedding. I'm not missing that. I am not missing that. Now, there's some kind of semi-stressful shit going on about that. I'll get to that later. But I also am a comedian. There are venues that require a vaccination, some of them. And now that the Pfizer vaccine is FDA approved, more and more businesses might go in that direction. Now, I don't want to limit my work. Now, what had happened, I got scared straight into getting the vaccine. Now, I've mentioned before that I wasn't going to get it until I had to. So, now that I got a little cornered and my work had to get shut down because both operating managers and a server tested positive for COVID, and the whole place had to get shut down for a week. So that's money out of my pocket. That's a week's worth of work gone, and plus tips gone. So this has affected me financially, and I don't want that to happen. I also don't want to go to the hospital and fucking die. So I got scared straight, and a couple of people who are vaccinated got infected again. So it's like, you know what? What's the point? What's the point? Let's just get this fucking thing, even though it doesn't work. We're all fucking dead anyway. Who cares? And think what you want. It doesn't matter. So what I find hilarious is that the same people who are very tolerant and that live in diverse communities, very progressive people, are now saying papers, please. What? So that's, that hurts. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I guess it's for the greater good, and it had to be done. It had to be done. And who knows what'll happen with this booster thing? I don't know. But it's become such a societal divide where now I have to join a team. And who fucking knows? The commercial in the future might go something like this. Have you taken the COVID-19 vaccine and are suffering severe side effects and you can't find a job? Well, you might be eligible for financial compensation. That's what might happen in the future. Look at me, I'm checking my pulse because I'm already fucking mad. I'm sweating like Casey Anthony at a daycare center. I am less stable than the fucking milk crate challenge. I don't know. Hack joke, old hat, had to get it out of the way. And if you wanted to hear more material like that, you could go to my content on Instagram and the other videos on YouTube, and you can check those out. Shameless plug. Like, comment, subscribe. So this thing is running around, and it's getting smarter, and it's adapting, and it's a race against time, basically. And if this is going to be the end of the world, I want to be like employed when it goes down. I want to go to my best friend's wedding. I want to go out and do stuff, because there are concerts venues that might require a vaccine, and if you're unvaccinated and then you're treated like a second-hand citizen, second-class citizen, I don't want to be be in that camp. I want to, let's say I go on a date to a restaurant, and they're like, "Are you vaccinated?" No. Well, you're gonna have to eat outside like an animal. Or we'll just take it to go. But I want to sit down and have the spaghetti. No, you're going to go outside like an animal. We'll give you a styrofoam container and you can eat on the floor like a dirty savage because you're not vaccinated. That impression that people who are unvaccinated are filthy people. You see, look, there's two kinds of people. People who make their beds and people who don't. I make my bed sometimes, but especially if I'm expecting company. But if I'm not, I don't make my bed. It's kind of like when your house is dirty and you're expecting people and you're like, and your friend's like, oh, I'm going to come over in like an hour or whatever. And you're like, okay, oh shit, I have an hour to clean up the clothes chair and do the dishes and get the loose cans off the floor and just make your place look presentable so you're not a filthy slob. Am I right? Sure. And what's happening now is that people are just really getting triggered over this. And this is something that affects the individual. Now, my cousin and her husband are team anti-vax, and they have their reasons. I will defend this. I will defend this because it is specific to their situation. Every body is different, and people react differently to this fucking thing, okay? So that's why it's so polarizing. So get this shit. My cousin gets COVID, right? Okay, she's sick, she can't smell, she can't taste. Luckily, there's no hospital visit, and she sleeps in the same bed as her husband. The husband didn't even fucking get it. He didn't even get it. So the next question here is, does he have the antibodies to fight it? Does he have a stronger immune system to where he can fight it? Therefore, if he has the antibodies to COVID, then he might not have to get the vaccine. And he might have to prove that he has the antibodies to then, oh, you're not vaccinated, you can't go to the restaurant. Well, bing, counter argument. I have the antibodies. I'm good. So that I understand. I understand that. What I don't agree with is that they're getting their information from places that might not be accurate. Does it make you infertile? No. Does it give you cancer? No. Does it change your DNA? No. However, there are small amounts of people that react strongly to the side effects. Like I said, every body is different, okay? Now, if you have a weakened immune system or you're autoimmune compromised, when are you coming to SoCal this week? Oh yeah, I'm going to Los Angeles in October to do some shows. We'll get to that. There's people asking me, when are you going to be here? Are you going to do a show? I'm going to come see you. And I swear to fucking God, if nobody shows up to these shows that I have lined up, then I did it all for nothing. Anyhow, what was I saying? The vaccine. So everybody is different, okay? I have an autoimmune issue, ulcerative colitis, okay? It sucks. My microgut biome, the stuff, the wrong bacteria is being attacked. So my immune system is kind of confused. So it attacks itself in the lining in my intestines, which causes diarrhea. The water doesn't hold it, and I just shit liquid a lot. So there's that. So if I got COVID and beat it, cool. But if I didn't, I don't know. I never took a fucking test. I got sick in January. I was bedridden for a couple of days, and then I was fine. It might not even been COVID, but I didn't take a test either. And there was an outbreak at work, and it had to get closed. And I was under the impression that, like, okay, if I don't feel well, I'm gonna go take a test. But nothing happened to me, so I guess I'm fine. However, I could still spread it and give it to someone who might react differently. So, it's for the greater good. Just get the fucking jab if you didn't get it yet, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't work. It's not even a vaccine. It's a booster shot, because from what I've read, it's, the efficacy of the vaccine, it's less over time And then 6 to 8 months after you get fully vaccinated, you need a dose. This isn't the flu shot. This isn't mumps or shingles or whatever. It keeps it away, but it could come back. So what are we doing here? Are we going to keep pumping ourselves with this shit and still not know the long-term effects? Are we all going to be dead in 5 years? Maybe. It might not be from COVID, but the planet is getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter to where we're going to live like mole people by 2040. The whole West Coast is on fire. We can't do this anymore. We're all fucking dead. So if the shot is gonna keep us alive for that much longer, you know what? I'm game. And if not being vaccinated is gonna limit the dating pool for me, like if not being vaccinated keeps me from getting laid, dude, what's stopping you? Because I got ostracized a little while ago by a lady who's like, oh, you're not vaccinated? I ain't fucking with you. Which, you know, to her credit, sure, I agree with that sentiment. I'm checking my pulse again because I'm fucking dying over here. Am I alive? Is this a simulation? God damn it, I'm just so mad right now. Water break. I have the fan on, paid my electric bill, and I'm, you know, it's still so fucking hot. I hate summer so much because I wear black all the time. I'm not wearing black now, but I wear black all the time, and the AC in my car doesn't work, and I had been driving around for a while with the windows down, and I'm just fucking dying. And you know what? It's good training grounds for my line cook job because it's hot in that kitchen, and now it's just hot all the time. And when I walk into that kitchen, it's nothing to me. I'm just used to it. And I'm just heated and mad, and I'm talking to friends about this whole situation. The unemployment benefits are going to run out, and we're going to see how many people file for disability. There's people who just want to cancel rent, and the people who are saying that live with their parents. Like, shut the fuck up. Get a job. Stop it. Stop it. Get the mattress off the floor. Do your laundry. Clean your room. I sound like Jordan Peterson now. But it was fun doing nothing for a year and a half. Really was. But now it's time to put your pants back on and go out there and get a job. We are so short-staffed. The server at work is also a security guard and dishwasher and a food runner. And he's not getting paid 4 times. It's just quadruple duty. So, like, get a job. Please. It's just amazing to me how there's homeless people everywhere and everyone is hiring. What is happening? Like, I know these jobs suck. I know. I've done it. I've worked at the Carl's Jr. drive-thru. It sucks. But I wasn't homeless. And there's a certain amount of pride that one may have when you're a productive member of society. It's fucking over, man. We got too fucking lazy. We got paid out too much money. And you know what? I'm not going to say no because, I had some money fall into my pocket from the California unemployment and I recertified just because, like, hey, you know what? If they say no, well, fine. That's fine. I can live with that. But I got approved. And now I have more apocalypse money than I know what to do with. And I don't know what to do with it. But pocket that shit because I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to continue to get worse before it gets better. And I'm putting that money away just in case I have to pack my shit and go to Billings, Montana. That is the secret spot. Because Billings, Montana is the middle of nowhere. It's a really small town. The Rona's not going to get me. You know, I live alone. I don't have to deal with people. And I can just live off of that and find some fucking job. And I want to go back to LA. And I wanted to meet my goal and save some more money and eventually move back. And now that this money fell into my pocket again, I could just leave tomorrow. I could leave right now. But I kind of got attached to this job here, and they're already short-staffed, and I can't do that to them. So we're just going to have to play the waiting game and see what goes on here. The stand-up world. The stand-up world is cool right now. I'm a little upset at the scene right now because I'm not going to name names, but I did an open mic, and a guy decided that it was okay to spend his set roasting the venue, the host, and a guy trying stand-up for the very first time. And that is one of the most disrespectful things that you could do. And this guy is like a booker, and I'm probably never going to get booked here because I don't have friends and I don't know anyone out here. But if I do get booked, I'm going to say no because the guy in question is an arrogant fucking prick, and I don't want to work with that fool. So that's that. And I lost a week's worth of work because of COVID. I mentioned that already. And there's wedding stress. The wedding was announced a year ago. And people are now clamoring together going like, hey, are we getting a room? The wedding's a month away. A month away. And nobody secured it. Nobody locked it in. And now there's a whole group message thing of everyone trying to fuck around. See, look, when it comes to organizing, there has to be like a certain level of professionalism. Now, somebody decided to take the initiative and take charge and try to get it going, but they did it wrong. Instead of sending an email with information about what needs to get done and what needs to happen, there was just a 100 message DM situation on Instagram going, hey, we gotta fork up some money to split for an Airbnb or whatever, and it's a Saturday night, I'm working, and I can't answer the messages. And they're like, oh, are you not going to the wedding? And after I clocked out and read everything, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to the wedding. I bought my plane tickets so far in advance. I got my room and board arrangement so far in advance. It's already covered where I didn't even have to even worry about it because I got it out of the way. And these people are just clamoring together at the last minute to get it done, and prices have just been going up ever since because the sooner you book something, I mean, nobody was really traveling this past year, so shit was dirt cheap, and now the world's kind of opened up again, and people are traveling again, and prices are going up, and people are fucking broke. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you were unemployed for 10 months and collected money and spent it, just flexing and buying stupid shit, you're not good with money. I've always danced on the poverty line for most of my life. And now I've got more money than I know what to do with. And I am even willing to put in a portion for friends to get a room and stay in Vermont for a couple of days. Just so it's out of the way. I already handled my shit. Maybe they're broke. Maybe they're not good with money. Maybe they're stupid. Maybe it's all of the above. I'm going off the handle on this, but it's just like, dude, why can't we just be adults and be on top of your shit? It's not hard. It's not hard. We all pay bills. We all pay bills, right? Play bills. Ha ha ha. We all pay bills, right? It's the fucking 31st right now. It's the end of the month. The rent's due. You got shit to cover. Just like why would you not stay on top of things? Because if you're not on top of things, if you're not on it, then you're not adulting right. You're not adulting right. I'm just so mad right now. I need to take a moment here to just calm down and relax and just have a fucking marijuana break. Okay, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm losing too much hair over this. I'm more stressed out than Bam Margera's mom in like every episode of Viva La Bam. But there's just chisme and tea being spilled, and I've tried to bottle it and contain it and not be stressed about it. And now I'm just letting it loose and letting it go. Inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. Wait, or is it the other way around? I know what I fucking said. Anywho, I'd like to announce on this episode that I will be going to Los Angeles on October 17th through the 24th to do some shows. I am 90% sure that I'm locked in on one show date, the 17th. But I can't say the venue just yet, just because it's not like it's not confirmed, but it's gonna happen. And I just bought the plane ticket in advance. And should it not end up, I'm gonna be in California anyway to do some shows, do some open mics, and just have a visit because I'm homesick and I miss it. And I'll visit, and that'll determine, however that week goes. I might pack my bags and move back in the spring. Who knows? Because everything is being played by ear. We just don't fucking know what's going to happen next. Because I remember when this first started out, I was glued to the TV and I was at my cousin's old house and I was visiting Oklahoma City for a week just to take a vacation. And I've told this story before, but like, then the lockdowns happened, and we were like, what? I only have like a couple of changes of clothes. Are all domestic flights going to be canceled? Like, yeah, we're going to lock down and quarantine, but like, what does that mean? Like what is happening? And cases are going up, and it just seems to be getting worse. And these flights are booked. They're booked. I hope they're not canceled or changed or something like that. That would suck, but I'm going to visit LA to just visit, I need to go back because the mics are open. I left because of the lockdowns. I left because I couldn't do comedy. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And Oklahoma was like one of the first states to be open. And I have family out here, so I'm like, all right, this is perfect. Let's get the fuck out of here and make this thing work. I was a hermit for 5 months. I couldn't do it anymore. And now I've lived here for a year, and like I wanted to leave LA in the first place to get better and do comedy in other places. That was the plan. And that plan is happening now. I got to do comedy in other places. Oklahoma is other places. Did a spot in Tulsa. And, it's mostly open mics here. And it might be cool to transfer to Tacoma because the comedy club that I work at has like 3 other locations, and one of them is in Tacoma. And this is just a blueprint in my mind. This is just to the back of my head. Maybe it would be cool to do comedy in Tacoma. Cool. I might want to do that, but do I want to do that before or after I move back to LA? That is the question. When I visited here, I did an open mic, and it was the day before the lockdowns, and it wasn't like a comedy open mic. It was a music open mic, but I did like 10 minutes, it's not like they had a time limit or anything. I just felt like, I'll do 10 minutes, whatever. I'm only gonna be here a couple days. Like it's not even gonna be a thing. I'm gonna spend some time with the family, and just take a break. And now it's the reverse. Now I need to go visit LA, come back here, and then evaluate what the next move is. And right now, it could be Tacoma, Washington. Might want to try the scene up there. Might be fun. And yeah, I'd be starting over again, but that's part of the plan. Because I want to have, friends and fans maybe in other places. And going back to LA, the podcast would get more views. I would just get more hits or whatever, and then I could just move back to LA and just say what very little credits I have and try to get some clout. Oh, I need it. Just have this be the primary thing that I do and not have to work at a fucking restaurant and all that. But if this was the full-time thing and just doing shows, that would be heaven. But we ain't there yet. But this is how we climb up the ladder, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, man. But I am still so very angry, and it's hard to not bounce off of like guests and shit. And frankly, and I'd want to address this too. Like, there hasn't been a guest in months. Like, Justin Keithley was the last guest, and I had to talk shit in like IBS with him, because it was just a fun conversation, and it was a good time. But I'm so bad at networking. I'm so bad at networking because I'm socially retarded, and having people over and I don't know where they've been, or it's not even like a Rona thing. It's just I'm asking them for their time out of their day to just come hang out, and it's not like a paid thing. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should pay people for their time, just to give them like an incentive, because then that even won't even make me so anxious, because I'd be like, okay, because I feel like a burden, I just feel like I'm wasting people's time just with my presence, that I just don't feel like I'm needed anywhere, just because I don't lack of a support system. We're not going to cry on here. It's all good fun and stuff. Like, whatever. I'm depressed. So I should just pay people, just at least gas money to just come on, and then we just hang out for an hour, and then they earn a little gas mileage out of it. I don't know that, because other than that, dude, because I feel like, because no one said no so far, but it's got to be. I'm working with other people's schedules. That's what makes it a thing. People have kids. People have day jobs and stuff, and I'm like the reverse. It would have to be on It'd have to be on a weekend or something. I don't know. I'm rambling because I'm stoned, but that's 86 of the Jaking Off show. Oof, might 86 the whole fucking thing. Am I right? Trash. I have confidence issues. All right. Okay. Thanks. Bye.